David May taking time to answer your questions. David May taking time. He's a busy guy.
Oh man, you gotta be kidding. Now, dude,
Well,
like
the fans aren't, they're not going to wait, Dave.
No.
All right. These are important questions.
I was just about to, it's either, Thursday night, I either get to watch basketball or Star Trek. So, but that's all right. Let's do this. Let's do some questions.
All right. And I hope I pronounce this right. We have a question from Yam Saladin. And he says, I'd love to know what new game mechanics, if any, were planned for future extensions. I'd also like to know if more extensions were already considered before the cancellation of the Scully set.
Oh man. So the answer is maybe. Obviously, Next Games was a large part of this. We were just starting to segue. I hate to say it that way. Dave Frank and I were starting to talk about what if scenarios. The biggie, I think, that we've already mentioned was it was supposed to be a simplification of game mechanics. We needed to kind of streamline it. We had a lot of keyword activators. We need to get some of the clutter, find some negative space, even though they're beautiful cards. And then from there, we could kind of start brainstorming some ideas. I know that the boys at Next Games had some stuff, even though I don't know what it was, because that sharing of information, at that point was starting to get a little bit sketchy without going back into all that drama. Whew.
And there's a follow-up question too. It says, are there any cards that you would remove from the game if you could? And what are your favorite cards?
Ooh.
Oh man, I feel like we've done this one before. One of my favorite cards.
We know it's quick. We know it's quick.
Yeah, and again, they're all like children to me. Right? No bad cards. No favorite cards. That I look forward to the next time we have that question. The challenge is just, I'm sure if we were playing the game more, especially in a tournament environment, there would be cards that I would probably like to see restricted. I would hate to ban or remove or destroy without giving away, look at that, going into the pile of cards. What could those cards be? But no, realistically, see, the hard part is knowing what the future would be, because, for me, the challenge was when we got Cookie Cutter. And again, for those of you who might be familiar with some other collectible card game, I don't mean to refer to it as often as I do, Magic. You can do the +1, +1, +2, +1, +2, +2. You get the idea. And here we were still rounding out most of the pluses. You can only have so many pluses for so many different skill checks. So looking for those creative card mechanics. And again, I think that's why maybe some massaging of the, simplification of the rules would kind of open up more of that creativity instead of just trying to properly represent the number of episodes that were available, because as we were expanding, we had to draw cards from specific seasons.
I got a good one. David Arvidson wanted to know what specific plans, if any, were there about the field office crime lab that's mentioned on Gas Chromatograph. And I have the Gas Chromatograph card here, and it does say agents equipped with a Gas Chromatograph have access to the field office crime lab. And also it adds one to the agent's sciences skill. Tell us about that.
Wow. So again, I refer to Next holding the cards close to their vest. However, because there's these different events which took place throughout the show. I think probably another example, famously, the FBI Academy, right, which isn't really well represented. Scully would sometimes go back because I guess she had a day pass or a night pass. She could always do her autopsies there. So obviously trying to create new locations. So I guess that's part of that exploration of how do we introduce new locations, which would have been done in the future expansions. But again, as far as how that was fully thought out, I can technically only guess.
David May taking time to answer your questions. David May taking time. He's a busy guy.